Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Joining DOL as Catharina, a mysterious character connected to John and Constantine's past, is Ellie Patrikios. According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Constantine Meliones will use John Black's past as the pawn in that crimson card of doom to unleash a world of misery for him. Ellie Patrikios, who recently joined the DOL cast, will play Catharina in this intriguing plot. Constantine will narrate a gripping tale about Catharina that has ties to John's past and a deadly message that was sent once. Though we have to wait and see what is eventually revealed, it sounds like John may have contributed to Catharina's death when he was under mental control. It will be intriguing to watch what happens because, according to spoilers for Days, Catharina will be involved in all of the drama in one way or another. It appears that Ellie Patrikios will be included in some fictitious flashback scenes that center on Catharina in Greece, giving DOL viewers an opportunity to witness the events of those years ago. Patrikios is an actress who works in both Greek and British languages. She has acted in a number of films, including Snowfall, Black Pumpkin, Not So Happily Ever After, and others. The fact that Patrikios speaks Greek well could be something Days makes the most of in her next scenes. John is still unsure of how Catharina fits into his past, and Stephen Nichols, will not be happy to hear about it because everything John did during that phase of his life that was predetermined was quite awful. Regretfully, Constantine will have the power to utilize that red card he's been considering to transform John back into the pawn, meaning John may carry out even more devastation while obeying Constantine's orders. According to teasers for Days, Steve will be pressed for answers by John, but he will try to refrain from answering too many questions that can bring up unpleasant memories. Steve will determine that getting rid of Constantine is the best course of action, but that strategy will unavoidably backfire and result in unfavorable news. Keep checking back for updates on what transpired in Greece, as spoilers for Days of Our Lives indicate that Ellie Patrikios will make her debut as Catharina during the week of February 5th to 9th. This will mark the beginning of the next chapter in John's tale. A critic's review of Days of Our Lives, Pawns and Curses. Every fan of Days of Our Lives has a different perspective, and Soap Hub is no exception. We sat and watched the good, the horrible, and everything in between for 5 days. Here, we take the lead in a positive manner. Regretfully, we don't always achieve our goals. Here is a recap of the previous week. Expectation for Johnny and Chanel's impending nuptials and the pawn story. Regarding Days, I am eagerly anticipating the pawn's forthcoming plot arc. I was thrilled that this plot would finally pick up when John and Constantine met in secret during Friday's show. Furthermore, I support practically any narrative that gives John and Marlena something to do, despite the fact that I'm not the biggest Constantine fan. What type of spin they're going to give the pawn this time around intrigues me. Particularly now that Steve and John are both older, wiser, and surrounded by many individuals who are willing to save their asses in an emergency. Don't get me wrong, there were other exciting scenes that were worth seeing, such as Johnny and Chanel's imminent wedding preparations. Given that Johnny is now concerned about a demerit curse, the Valentine's Day celebration might not go as planned. The other prominent families in Salem should also be viewed as doomed if a curse is real. Anyhow, this curse made Chad hesitant to accept the role of best man for Johnny. Given everything he's been through with Abby, it makes reasonable that he believes in it. All turned out well in the end. Fortunately, Chad truly consented to defend Johnny on the wedding day, but, really, can we find Johnny a job and some close friends? All in all, I'm looking forward to the pawn and Johnny and Chanel's wedding the most at the moment. Award for demonstrating growth, Teresa has made a sincere effort this week to accept responsibility for her deeds, particularly her most recent relapse. She and Brady have become closer in the process, and I'm on the verge of believing it. I'm being held back by 2 things. Teresa seems to have a strange crush on Alex. And her secrets, of course. She will lose everything she is working so hard to create once they are revealed. Alex, on his part, is making an effort to get there. Even though he's attempting to listen to people and is seeing Marlena, there's still a hint of insincerity on him. Perhaps it's the way he converses with Maggie. Success with a course correction, Chad DiMera. I'm relieved that despite losing Abby in such a terrible way, Chad is now willing to take the time to complete himself. All I wish was that he had chosen to be by himself following her murder rather than pursuing a romantic relationship with Stephanie. Right now, he's single, generally stable, and he's putting a lot of effort on The Spectator, which is chasing the drug crisis narrative with Everett. This is good for him, in my opinion. What I'm not feeling, in regards to Everett, I didn't find it authentic that he and Stephanie were exchanging I love yous, making love, and falling asleep in each other's arms. Since we already know that he was married to Jada and mistreated her, I don't care about them at this time. In addition, he doesn't discuss his past. Perhaps the reason I'm not able to connect with them is that we, as an audience, already know so much about him. Furthermore, it's no secret that Stephanie needs to take a vacation from boys, as she once tried. Frustration Station, it's invaluable that Jude won't even give Sloane Peterson a moment of peace. Is Eric's refusal to hire a babysitter a result of his desire for them to take care of the kid themselves? Leo's frequent visits and his ability to put Sloane on the defensive by making sharp remarks that seem to contradict her lies are also really impressive. Continue until she expresses a desire to return Jude to Nicole and inform Eric that Jude is, in fact, his biological child. It made sense when she told Miranda she wasn't the typical mother of voiceovers from romance novels for high-concept love scenes when characters are slamming doors are not what I require. Brady is displaying a great deal of self-awareness, and I think that's fantastic for him. As Brady, Eric Martsolf is doing a fantastic job. I'm a little let down because there was a cliffhanger when Paul Telfer's character, Xander, was speaking with the unknown caller and claimed he had a task for him. As a decent follow-up, all we got was Xander confronting Stefan and believing that EJ was the one who did it. When Maggie feels like it, she can be rather manipulative. She will find a way to return to Titan, no matter what. I take it that board will allow her to re-enter? Tate and Holly should go back to Salem, please. Mississippi them. Whoa, they included a picture of Camila Bannis in the role of Gabby. I'm not sure why, but that surprises me, unless she's returning? I hope to never see Stefan depressed again. It was impolite and inappropriate of him to take out his intense rage on Johnny in that way. Especially since he is mostly at blame for the mess he finds himself in. It's been a long time in coming, but Abe and Paulina finally make love, something which hasn't happened since he lost his memory last year. Sure, Johnny was the one who asked Chanel to consider marrying him again, but he seems to be having some second thoughts. John gets a glimpse into his past via Constantine. But can he really believe what the older man tells him? We'll find out exactly how Stephanie and Everett really feel about one another today. Meanwhile, Ava and Stefan are lost in their feelings as well, except theirs involve a whole lot of guilt.